I also hear about people like predators of the industry. Is this a real thing where they try to take advantage of young women? Is that something that really happened in the industry?
Yes. I can almost say that my career would be in a different place if I didn't have morals and standards. I have gone to Los Angeles and gone to a meeting where the individual that I was going to meet could literally change my life, just from who he was at that time and what he was doing. He literally told me he wanted to sleep with me. And I said, well, sir, I appreciate you for telling me that information, but that's not why I'm here. So there's no reason for us to meet.
Oh.
But that really just truly comes from me knowing who I am.
Right.
I'm going to sleep good every night that I go to sleep.
Absolutely.
I understand that my abilities are God-given and no man is in control of that.
The Highest Point Podcast. More than a pod, it's a lifestyle.
Yo. Welcome to the Highest Point Podcast. This is a podcast for everyone, no matter where you're from, no matter what you've been through. You know you deserve the best and willing to put in the work for progress to reach the highest point. So if you about that lifestyle, make it today better than yesterday, go hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and become part of the family. We welcome you. But ladies and gentlemen, we have a very, very special guest in the building today. We have a professional actress, model. She got her own production company. You done seen her in these amazing acting scenes on television, just doing really, really big things. NCAACP Humanitarian Award recipient, the talented Miss Rachelle Neal. How you doing today?
Thank you. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for being part of the show. We're really excited for this.
Absolutely. I thank you for having me. And that introduction is amazing. You got me feeling good.
We just got to let them know all the great things you're doing out here. And that's just the beginning, people. Like, we got so much we want to just dive into today.
Thank you.
And on this show, we really like to get insight on the journey of our guests, because a lot of times people get so caught up in seeing all the amazing things you're doing right now and things you've done, like seeing you on those screens and everything like that. But we don't know or realize the sacrifices that you made, the time sacrifice to be able to be granted these great opportunities.
Absolutely.
So can we get a little bit of insight of where you're from and your family dynamics?
Yes, so I am originally from Eden, North Carolina. That many don't know. It's a very small town right outside of Greensboro. Growing up, I have my father. He's a drummer, so I grew up with in a musical family, and also my mom. She's an entrepreneur, so I had the best of both worlds. I can say.
Dope.
I had a really nice balance there, but I was heavily involved in any type of extracurricular activity you can think of. Monday through Friday, I never had a moment that I sat still. I went from in dance, I did tap, jazz, ballet, hip hop, lyrical, and clogging.
Oh man!
Only black girl on the clogging team.
I don't even know what clogging is.
It's like having tap shoes, but the taps are really loose.
Oh,
so your moves are different and it shakes a little different.
Is that the one with like a cone-looking shoe? Is that
no? It's just like the tap shoe.
Okay,
same as a tap shoe, but they're different color, and the taps are just really little loose.
Dang, that's dope.
But gymnastics, teen court, I did that for some years as well. Jesus.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, I mean, literally every day I had something that I did. So I grew up in that structure where my mom wanted to make sure she exposed me to everything. So I would be able to choose where I really wanted to go in my life.
Absolutely.
Very thankful for that. And then my father, I grew up with a studio in my home. So the music was right there. And then I had singing lessons. I had piano lessons. I played the flute, played the drums. Just
wow.
Always involved in the arts.
Yeah, it sounds like your mom and pops had a lot to do with building a great foundation with you.
Yeah, they did.
So that's really, really, really cool. Because a lot of times people we don't talk about the importance of having that, because you being so involved in that probably help with a lot of things, like help alleviate even some stage fright, because you're just so used to performing and doing things in front of people.
I've literally never had fear in my heart, because growing up, I've always just done. It was just a thing of, this is what you're doing.
Right.
And Interestingly, the fear that I've experienced in my life, I developed that in my adult years by making the wrong choices and trying to understand how to navigate back to my truest self, if that makes sense. But
total sense. Total sense.
Yeah.
Sometimes when we're young, the ignorance can be bliss, like they say. You don't even realize that like this could be a hard pressure on like a grown adult.
100%.
Or you don't stress about the mistakes that you made either as a child.
Absolutely.
We just forget.
And then you also have your parents there to correct it and lead you in that and keep you on that path and in that direction,
Right.
If you have that structure, and I was blessed to have that at home,
Yeah.
But once you get out in your adult years, it's up to you.
Yeah, definitely. I can say you're figuring it out well. You're doing some great things.
Thank you.
Because even with that, they have those great paths, but you still carved out your own lane and figured something else out.
Thank you.
What gave you the courage to do that?
I would honestly say my experiences and understanding that in life, we really can't be in control of everything.
Right.
And sometimes some of those moments that you don't understand were just setting you up for God to bless you 2 or 3 years later. So with me, with producing, when I first moved to Atlanta in 2009, when I graduated from A&T.
Aggie Pride, what up?
Pride. I traveled to Atlanta, and I was blessed to work with BET, and many don't know that. And I worked in front of the camera, but also behind the camera.
Oh, wow.
And I went to Screen Gems or Turner Studios every day. And while I was there, I was literally soaking up everything I could from every different department. And I guess just me being myself, I was able to develop real natural relationships with individuals from each department that we have.
Right.
And from there, I got to experience things, and God truly just led me. And then I found myself having a camera. I found myself wanting to produce. I found myself wanting to write. Yeah. And these are things that I've never seen in my future. But thankfully, being obedient,
right,
I was able to allow it to develop.
Definitely.
I'm here today.
So, wow, that's amazing. So how did you get this gig at B&T? How was that even presented to you? Or
So, of course, when I was at A&T, I had already started working in my acting career. So, okay. My freshman year, I marched in the band, Golden Delight.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Is that where I remember you from? Okay.
Yeah, I'm Golden Delight. And the next year, I really made a decision to focus on my career 100%. So every weekend I traveled from while I was in school, and also some days while in school, if I had something I had to do, I let my teachers know that I had to leave, and I worked on different jobs and different projects. So when I moved to Atlanta, I kind of had my hands in the acting scene a little bit already.
Okay.
And there's a gentleman by the name of Clive Bailey, one of my really great friends, and it was when the first show that I worked on is Let's Stay Together.
Oh, okay.
On BET, and I was a stand-in for the lead actress on that show. Yes, Nadine Ellis, an amazing actress as well.
Yeah.
So just from there, I worked on the Monique show. I worked on The Game, and I would been blessed to have opportunities. I've had voiceover roles, speaking roles on these projects as well, and just pure abundance. I'm just truly thankful for the way God has blessed me. And even to share, I met Clive Bailey by a young lady named Monet, whom she and I were doing a promotion together. Where we were, just hired to be pretty.
Right.
Where we were standing on the side of a bridge trying to get people to come to a store.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
Yes.
That's what's up. And even going back, I know you say you're from Eden. I believe it's the same place Tabitha Brown is from.
Tab is my cousin, my very close cousin. Absolutely.
I was going to ask you, have you guys ever crossed paths? But hey, maybe at a cookout or something, you probably did.
No, not a cookout. Like really close cousin.
Get out of here.
Her sister was my babysitter when I grew up. Her mom and my mom were like best friends. And when I go to LA, we're together, we're connected. Yeah, my last time there, she actually connected me with the place that I stayed at my last time.
That's what's up. Yeah, she got a beautiful soul about her.
Absolutely.
I can see y'all family. That's what's up. That's what's
thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
So we're talking about that. Also, you already got into that you went to A&T.
Yes.
Because I was going to ask you, did you study any film or, acting, anything collegiately?
Interestingly, I only did one acting class while I was there, but I did acting classes outside of A&T.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I did Barbizon, I did John Roberts Powers for some years. I mean, we all know the stories of those different programs, but I am a product of those. And then I had extra classes that I took. And I traveled to those, like every Tuesday and Thursday, I would travel to Raleigh to do additional training. And it was just really structured.
Okay, so you were in Atlanta. You went to move to Atlanta, but you still did get some structure right here from out of North Carolina as well when it comes to learning acting.
Yes.
I think that's important for people to hear and know, especially our North Carolinians. Like, hey, she started off learning the foundation right here, and that can catapult you in so many different directions. So I think that's super cool.
You have to really seek it. You know, you have to get in discipline in a way that you understand and you know what you're doing. Now, the times are very different. When I started back in the day, I literally had to go to the computer to find something that my mother didn't know. There wasn't social media where you could look everything up. It was handled in a very professional structure. Yeah. So now everyone has access to be seen. So the opportunities are, you know, in the structure and way we have to do things is so different. Right. But for anywhere that anyone is, if you have a seed in your heart, we have to understand that is God's way of speaking to you, letting you know that it's something that's destined for your life. Absolutely. You have the ability to allow it to leave, or it can just sit there and die, because it'll never have the ability for anyone to see it. It can't bless anyone. Right. Yeah. So God plants the seed. It's up to us to fertilize it and help it grow. 100%. So that's so true. Yeah. So when it comes to your acting, do you remember the first acting gig you got, and maybe what was the biggest takeaway you got from that? Okay, so there's two. Okay. My first acting gig that I booked, that I really remember the experience, and I will say this because I booked it in North Carolina. I shot it in Raleigh. It was a commercial called 1-800-Flowers. Oh, wow. Okay. Yes. And it was so amazing. I had a nice little speaking role and really cute. So it was a whole different experience because I had only been doing music prior to that. So to be in that light was different. And then while I was at A&T, I had booked a feature extra role in Stomp the Yard. Oh. And I'll never forget, I stayed in Aggie Suites B. And I was sitting in my dorm room and I literally checked my email and it said, "You have been selected as a feature extra for Stomp the Yard." And it really didn't make sense to me at the moment. I had to keep rereading. I was like, wait, because I was just sitting there submitting myself to stuff while I was in school. And I was like, oh, wait, they've selected me for the movie. So I called my mom and I'm like, oh my God, Mom, I got to go to Atlanta tomorrow. Like, they booked me for the movie. Tomorrow. And she's like, oh no, honey, you have class. I was like, Mama, you know what I've done my whole life? Yeah. I got a movie to do tomorrow. So either you come here and go with me, or I'm out. Right. So at that moment, she truly understood, like, I was not playing and I was determined with what I wanted to do. So she came. We went to Atlanta, Stomp the Yard. When I tell you the relationships that I built on that film are people that are still in my life to this day. And I mean, beautiful relationships. That's amazing. Yeah. So, and it's even pivoting me in a whole different way, but I can't share. But I mean, just yeah, for sure. So what was your takeaway from that? It's like someone listening to this and like you get that email, like, and you went through that experience. From that in the future, like, what do you take away from that? I would just say that everything truly is timing. When I had that experience, of course, I was exposed to a world that I didn't know to that extent, and I wanted it immediately. And then I began to have different struggles in my spirit because I wanted to leave school. And I'm a summa cum laude graduate, so I was making great grades, and I'm like, I'm ready to leave school. I'm ready to do what I want to do. Like, I'm done with this. Man. And, thankfully my parents didn't allow me to, but now still today, I'm still on this journey and I understand the importance of also getting an education and staying the course and understanding that you have seasons. And while I was there, I learned such valuable lessons of working behind the scenes and how we can always help the actors and help the producers, and everyone truly plays a part. Wow. And then beyond that, to the relationships that you create, because someone wants to work with someone that they enjoy.
Yeah,
You know,
sure.
beyond talent, we want to have a good time while we're working together.
I'm telling you.
So that is important. You always want to make sure people see you for your truest self. And it doesn't really benefit you to move through this business just seeking opportunities.
Right.
Because eventually, you know.
Yeah, because I heard you say that word relationships multiple times as you was going through that. The importance of relationships are obviously vital. And to cultivate relationships, you got to have, you got to have some type of, knowing how to talk to people, dealing with people, creating good rapport.
Absolutely.
And everything like that. Because I know a lot of people are just afraid to, initiate a conversation with someone. Like, how can you build those relationships in a scenario like that?
I say first, you have to be confident in who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know what you're offering.
There we go.
And that's from a business standpoint. But beyond that, when I'm moving in my life, if it's a business opportunity or just an opportunity to meet a friend, I treat everyone the same. And I want everyone to see me.
Right.
And I see everyone, and I give us that opportunity to organically grow a relationship. If we like each other, we do. We do. Right. If we don't, it's fine.
Yeah.
Because everyone's not going to click. But
Facts.
Those that I click with are those that I want to build and create with. And that's in any aspect of my life.
Yeah.
And you can feel that when you're around people of that same teachings or same beliefs. So,
right.
Yeah.
Because even in those scenarios, like, I was taught, like, growing up, like, you never know who you're talking to. So you need to treat everybody with respect.
I'm telling you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have been talking to someone that could be a vital, piece in your journey later that you could have missed out on because the way you treated them, because you thought they was nobody. But in actuality, they was somebody.
But see, I hear these stories all the time. And the one thing that I will say, just for anyone who's listening, is in every situation, we have to check our ego.
There we go.
Because no matter what you acquire, no matter who you are, nothing makes you any different than that individual beyond the way that you operate in the 24 hours that we have if we operate by time.
Right.
So, but nothing makes you any different. So every opportunity we have to experience another individual, if you can't bless them, just keep it moving.
Right.
We living together in this place. So,
yeah. So true.
Yeah.
So when you, could we hear about how, like, someone's trying out for a role or something like that, and the directors or someone can be very, very harsh and critical. Have you ever experienced something like that, and did it kind of bring your morale down, or you just took it as a learning opportunity?
I've never personally experienced one of those moments. But I will share, as an actor, the audition process is a process that you have to understand. I never forget, there's this one particular office in Atlanta that I swear one year I auditioned 20, 30 times and didn't book anything.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, you can understand when you still see something come from that casting director, you're like, why are you still trying to see me? Like, but yeah, so you have to understand that every audition, you're not auditioning for that job. You're auditioning for the next job.
Ooh.
You want people to remember you.
Yeah.
So if you're still sending me something, that means there's something in me that you see and you believe in me for this role.
Right. See, I didn't even know that or realize that's how it can, work behind the scenes. I know some people start, they went through something 20 times and didn't get anything. They'd be like, okay, this is just not for me.
Yeah,
just throw in the towel.
But exactly, but you never know.
Right.
But you have to train and condition your mind. And those are the things that you learn in class by having a good community, a good support system. But because, typically we know, I'm not booking this role.
Right.
I'm booking the next role.
Got
you have to have that mindset because you audition so much. 19, 20 auditions a week.
Yeah.
You can't be that attached, to things unless it's something that you feel that is really right for you and you can really give to it and do it. But,
That's big. I didn't know that. So that's really good info. So you guys tuned in. Take note. She lived it. She's still living it right now, just going through and continuing to progress, having this type of mentality. So,
I want to share something.
Yeah, sure, please.
Yeah, so this was a really great experience that I had. And a lot of times you don't think that those off-the-wall experiences or moments will happen.
Okay.
So I booked a role in the TOC biopic. When I booked this, it was like, oh my God, wait, TLC?
Yeah.
Like, I grew up listening to them,
Legendary.
like, don't go
I'm telling
chasing
you.
waterfalls. You know, so,
Yeah.
oh my God. So I went out with an agent of mine who is my model agent.
Okay.
The night before I get this call, we danced the night away.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't know I was a dancer. Keep in mind, I've been dancing since I was 3. So she's just like amazed. So she calls me the next day and says, I have an audition for you for the TLC movie tomorrow.
What?
And I'm like, wait, what? So I have to make up a dance routine.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind, I'm not even taking dance classes at this point. I'm completely focusing on acting.
Right.
So okay, I have to make up a routine. And for my audition, I'm in person auditioning.
Mm-hmm.
My first audition is for the producers.
Dang.
No casting directors. Like, I'm literally on this at the studio, at the stage.
Yeah.
The producers are coming into a room to see me. I dance. They tell me to stay and wait a little while. Then the director comes and I have to do it for the director.
Get out of here.
And then I leave. Thankfully, I booked this role, and T-Boz actually taught us the choreography that we did in the scene. I kid you not.
That's crazy.
I kid you not. Yeah, and then I had moments with Keke Palmer on the screen, which were really amazing.
I saw some of those. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just so full circle. So yeah.
I'm telling you, hey, we got to just push that button and just keep going after it, because these things just fall in place. You wasn't even going out for a role. You was out there having a good time, and she just noticed these skills that she had no idea you acquired.
You have to live your life every day. And I mean, sometimes I fall short of that, but we truly have to live every day, because you never know.
So true. So true. I did want to also find out, with you doing all this, because it seemed like some things just starting to really go. But then all of a sudden, the whole world was hit with COVID. And this pandemic has just been, crazy the last 2.5 years. How did this impact you in your journey in acting and modeling and everything like that?
It impacted me tremendously. Just to say, at the beginning of the pandemic, prior to us knowing that there was a pandemic, I was in LA and I was there to attend the Oscars. And I was going out with one of my friends to an event, and we pull up to this, it's like a multicultural club. And there are Asians in line, and they have like masks on their face.
Oh, crap.
And we pull up to the front because my homeboy, he just wants to ask his homeboy, like, what's up with us getting in, So I'm like, I'm not going in there. Do you see that?
Right.
They have masks on. I don't understand this. I've never seen this visual before or anything. So we don't leave. But in hindsight, I understood they knew something that we didn't know, and they were so prepared for it. But beyond that, I left LA and I came back home to North Carolina, and I've been living between North Carolina and Atlanta. And I've been able to assist with my mother
awesome.
a lot with her business. She owns a daycare center. Spending time with my family, my father a lot, my grandmother, my grandparents. Had a lot of deaths in my family, unfortunately.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
But just those moments that I've been able to have during the pandemic have been beautiful.
Yeah.
And another thing that was great, while being in Eden, I felt that I was losing myself in the sense of not being connected to anything of artistry or having an outlet in that aspect. So I sat down and I created a film and started to develop something that we could shoot in that town, and wrote and developed characters around people that I knew around. And I turned my great-grandmother's house into a production house and started shooting out of that. And we're still in production today.
That's what's up. Is that the business?
That's the business.
Oh, man, that's the business. Is anything, how can people, be involved and maybe see what you got going on with this?
Right now with the business, I would say the best place to go would be our Instagram. Okay. We don't really have any content that's really out for anyone to see. We're still shooting, but this is also a very passion project of mine. It developed from Interrogation Room. I don't know how fast I'm going.
Oh yeah, you're good. You're good, because I want to ask about Interrogation Room as well.
Okay, so Interrogation Room is a 3-part series that I'm doing. So Interrogation Room was developed because I was getting really bored with the auditions that I was getting, and I felt that maybe my agents didn't know my range of what I could really do. So I was speaking with an actual producer, and he was like, let's just shoot it. Let's show him. So within a week, I sat down, connected with the writer, my cousin, Reba Lindsay, and we developed a script, casted the other individual that was in the project, and shot it all within a week.
Hold up, so Interrogation Room and the business are some things that you had developed?
Yes.
See, I thought Interrogation Room was
No,
like you was just like an actor in it.
I developed that. I edited that also.
Yo, that's fire.
Yeah. So very interestingly, at the end of shooting, I didn't have an editor. And I'm one of those, like, I'm not going to give up on anything. Like, I'm going to put my hands to it. I'm going to get dirty with it. So, yeah, I sat down and I started to reach out to all my contacts. Like, I need your help. I don't know what to do. And they helped me, like, understand how to put the timeline together and edit it. And thankfully, I was able to get it done. And believe you not, I sit into a few editors who were like, I can't edit this. It wasn't shot right. I can't do this. And I was like, you know, what you mean you can't do this? You just don't want to.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Let me move on to the next person and find someone who understands and believes in what I'm doing. And thankfully, I was able to do so. And Interrogation Room actually was just re-released on XOD.
Dope.
Last Saturday, I believe it was, the 16th.
Oh man, that's what's up.
And actually just an official selection for a film festival. So I'm just pretty excited.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Moving, yeah.
Because I was gonna ask you about your range. Because when I saw you in one of these scenes on, I think For Better or For Worse, I believe Michael J. White was in it. I'm like, you was this prissy, like well-educated young lady. But then when I saw you in an Interrogation Room, I'm like, she's a total different person in this. So how can you go from this to something totally separate like that? And does these characters ever go away with you sometime afterwards?
I really look at myself as an artist.
Okay.
And if anyone in any space tells you that they don't operate in a certain manner, they're honestly lying, because they're just controlling themselves and making sure that they don't behave away, if that makes sense. So being an artist, sometimes you have to develop the character. You have to understand why this person is doing what they're doing, why they feel the way that they do. And when you understand that, and of course when you put real emotion behind it, because I'm pulling my own personal emotion, and this is just energy and stuff that I choose not to live with every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So so when you give yourself that space to truly be honest and be free, you allow it to come across in the manner in which it does. And we want to impact and leave impressions on everyone, so it has to be real.
Absolutely.
But yeah, sometimes things stick with me. My first film that I did was The Anatomy of Love. And at the end of filming one scene where I have to walk away from my boyfriend, I channeled my grandmother's death. And sometimes you have to recall certain situations, or we have certain methods that we do to get to certain emotions. And unfortunately, I don't think I was too prepared to use that as a recall as of yet, because I couldn't stop. At the end, and we had to take a small break for me to get myself back together. So that was cool. Yeah.
So acting has a psychology behind it as well.
100%.
That someone just have to understand and tap into.
Yes.
When did you know you could tap into bringing some of those emotions back into the present?
I did my first film when I was like 12 years old. My mom, she came home and I was outside. I had my friend holding a video camera. Oh, wow. And I was walking across a tree branch with her full-length mink coat. And she like to had a fit.
Oh my goodness.
But it really comes from living and growing up in a space where I was told and I was pushed to do anything that I could imagine.
Right.
If I said that the sky was purple, I wouldn't be told, no, it's not, you're stupid, you're crazy.
Right.
Why is that sky purple? I mean, they would allow my mind to explore and they would see the creativity that lived there.
Right.
So it's just been a space of something that I would always, like I used to think I was Pippi Longstocking.
Oh, wow.
Literally. I built obstacle courses around my house.
Dang, that's dope.
Yeah.
So now when I think about it, because I always looked at it like, I say, yo, so I'm married or whatever. I'm like, man, I don't know if I could date an actor because I don't know when they serious, when they trying to pull my leg or anything like that. Like, how am I gonna be able to tell? Like, has anything ever like that happened in like maybe an argument with your significant other? Like, yo, you trying to pull one of them little acting gigs on me right now?
Of course, who wouldn't say that? Who wouldn't? But you have to like. The one thing that I always say is you have to know the individual that you're dealing with. You know, if it's a manipulator in their everyday life, of course, they're going to manipulate you in any opportunity that they have.
Right.
I have developed skills that I use in the professional realm, but I'm no way interested in manipulating anyone in my personal life.
Right.
You know, and that's just me. I know a lot of people that are different, you know, but just me. And of course, there are times when I'm, even with my friends or individuals that I'm talking to, where they're like, "What are you doing? You're doing that stuff on me." Because we learn certain ways to communicate and to understand things. Yeah, that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. You're doing it.
Yeah. Like they can recognize it. Like, yo, I know you. I've been knowing you for so long. Before you even start on this stuff, you're doing that stuff on me right now.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what's up. I always wondered that because I'm like, yo, I don't know.
I will say this. I dated an actor one time and I would never again in my
life. Why? What did he try some of those things on you?
He was the big act.
He was a big act. I ain't asking no names.
But no, it's just a different dynamic. I think it's ego. Yeah, but it's just by the individuals.
Right.
Yeah, because whom I'm talking to currently does a lot and doesn't have that same ego. So. Oh,
okay. Because I know sometimes they say if you can't date someone outside the industry because they don't understand what you have to do and stuff like that. Do you feel like that?
100%. Because the hours are different. I don't live a 9-to-5 structure, and beyond that, I'm an entrepreneur as well. So I can't give what someone would need because I can't give to myself.
Right.
You know, I don't stop at 5 o'clock and kick my shoes off and lay back. Like, I'm working hard every day. I don't have a job every day.
Right.
You know. Yeah. So I gotta hustle every day. So I can't be with someone who operates from, I'm clocking in for this individual and I'm getting my check and then I'm going to enjoy the week. It's just a little different. Right. It's different structure, different perspective.
Right. I called you at 6:30. I know you off. Nah, not you.
No.
That ain't how it works.
My session actually is lasting over. We're still working on this scene. Or actually, I can't answer because the work that we're doing in this scene, you'll take me away from it. Right now, I'm Ashley. I'm not Rachelle. You know, it's really a lot. So it's Yeah.
Because also from the outside looking in, a lot of times we can see like the glamour, glitz, seeing you on going to events. You talking about you was going to the Oscars and all this good stuff. That's people looking from the outside in. What are some of the struggles that you deal with in your career and also personally?
I would say the struggles are a relationship. And then within your career is just working. You know, you want to be in a season of where you are adding to the community, to the artist community. And when you're not, and that's what you feel that you're living to do, it's hard to understand. Right. And a lot of times it's us, you know, and what we're given is not true at that moment. It's not real. Like you're just not seasoned. Like you're really just not right. And you have to really understand those times. I mean, I literally went for 2-3 years, I feel, without booking anything. And it's just times that I just didn't really understand.
Right.
But within one of those times, I birthed my skincare line.
Oh, that's dope. We got to talk about the skincare line as well.
I did.
She came with gifts. Oh, my God.
And Toby today.
Yeah.
So Thank you. Is the body butter. It's unscented. That's the original formula. Now, it does currently come in 3 or 4 different scents. We have Egyptian cotton, mango, as well as lavender. So it's very pure.
Yeah, that smells like pillows.
And the base is shea, but to me, it's literally my cloudy crack. Like I can't go without it.
For the body?
It's for the body, 100%.
And I recommend
ash
already.
I'm done with you.
I'm saying they say light skinned folks don't get ash. They lying.
They definitely lying. We all have to take care of our skin.
You know
it's very important.
It feels good too,
yes.
like the texture and everything.
Yes.
Like,
so I recommend applying it once you take a shower. Your pores are open, so you lock in and seal in that moisture with that body butter. This will also aid with helping protect you from different environmental damage. We don't really think about that when we go out on our day. The things that can stick to you and seep into your pores, you want to have a barrier for that.
Oh, right. Oh, this feels so good. I don't know, Toby. This might be a wrap for you, buddy. I might take this to the crizzy.
And it also cures dark spots, psoriasis, eczema, stretch marks, and it's a natural sun repellent. I do have athletes that are using it for their feet. I have spas that it's in. They're using it for massaging as well. So it's a multi-purpose product. So, and we're awesome. Expanding. So
that's awesome. Great. Yes. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Can we talk a little bit? How do you develop the skincare line?
Growing up, I battled with eczema.
Okay.
A lot of people may not know or they might remember some things. So growing up, people always be like, "Oh, girl, you ashy." I'm like, "I'm not ashy. It's eczema. Like, stop saying it." So I had a really bad thing of eczema on my back of my arms and my back.
Right.
My first trip to Africa, literally, is the first time I saw my skin completely clear.
What?
It's like the first time I saw my skin clear. And growing up, I didn't like medicine, like a bunch of chemicals and stuff on my skin. So I would have a pharmacist, a close family friend who would mix up stuff for me just to put if I had a episode.
Yeah.
But I really didn't do anything about it and take steroids and all that stuff. So my time going there, I stayed a month and my skin was clear. And
what was it about Africa?
In a way that the water was different for one. The home that I stayed with, the water was filtered 2 or 3 times before it even touched my body. And then we also cleaned it again with this stuff called Dettol.
Oh.
Yeah. So the food, of course, was different. It's pure.
Yeah.
You don't understand, like, you truly are what you eat. And this stuff comes out of your skin. I mean, it's not just, we don't just use it in the restroom or, it literally comes out of our skin. So some of the things that I was using there, once I came back to America, I continued to get them imported into the country. And acting was really crazy. I mentioned my mom has a daycare center, and I gave her some to give to one of the children. Their parent came back and said, "My child slept all night." What was that?
Oh, wow.
My mom told me that. And I was like, "Oh, I got a business." Going back to my business sense,
right? I
switched gears and I started packaging it and I started getting it together. And
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's grown to this day.
Yeah. So what's the name of it?
Pure by Simone.
Dope.
And Simone's my middle name.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So how can people get it, order it?
They can go to the website. It's purebysimone.com. Also, prior to COVID, I had pop-up shops where I would set up and people could actually come feel the product and take it home with them. But I really haven't been doing that. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do that again, getting hands to hands with the consumers. But when I'm in certain cities, I do deliveries, which is really nice because with this product, the main product, the body butter, but I've got a full line that I'm developing now. But it's just so close to my heart. So I really enjoy talking to consumers and just anyone because I want all of us to achieve healthy skin.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, it's not a gimmick for me.
Yeah, I mean, you've been through it. You had eczema, and you got something, figured out a regimen that helped you, and you're trying to help others.
100%.
I think that's enough said right there. Like someone that's been through it, they're trying to help you. So I definitely get my hands on something like that because I have very sensitive skin myself. I never been to Africa, but it was on my bucket list for sure. Yeah, that's the motherland, people.
Let's do it. Literally. I have, growing up, I was one that my parents always pushed self-esteem and self-love, and they praised me with love every day.
Right.
But the first day I was in Africa was literally the first time I felt 100% blessed and amazed to be Black.
Wow, that's amazing.
Because the love that you see there is completely different than what you see here, beyond what they tell us about
they
Africa.
try to switch it up. They try to make us see all the little bad scenes.
Man.
See the little kids by the dirty water and all this stuff like that.
And then to see those who don't have, not hurting each other,
right?
Helping. Because we do too much of that here in America. We hurt each other. We bring each other down too much.
Look down on someone that's not as unfortunate as you are. That is unfortunate. So also, you going to Africa, we also see that you are a dark skin toned woman. Have you ever experienced colorism in this industry or heard about it? Like,
God.
is it a real thing?
Is it a
Is it
real
a myth?
thing? Are you kidding me? Yes, 100%.
Wow.
Thankfully, I mean, it's something that I've actually battled. I don't want to say battled. It's something that I've experienced my entire life because kids always pick on things. So, you would hear those things, blackie or certain stuff. But growing up, I had so much self-discipline and self-esteem that was given to me from my parents and at my home that those things didn't affect my esteem. And then the people were still my friends, which was still kind of weird, but
it is.
Yeah. So it didn't affect me then, but where I seen it to begin to really hurt is when within auditions I would see a lot of ethnically ambiguous. Is what they would look for. It wouldn't say African American, it would say ethnically ambiguous.
So
and
like
we
you
know
can't
what that
tell
means.
what the person is that basically what ethnically
We can't like really stereotype the type of thing, but I mean, it's that other. It's that what you can't identify 100%, I feel.
Yeah.
So I don't really have a space within that. So with me, I just have to move with who I am and understand that when there's something that's right for me, it will be mine. No one can take it away from me.
Right.
And the color of my skin, I feel like God has truly blessed me with it. Like, I love my skin, and I want everyone around me to love it and appreciate their self for their uniqueness.
Absolutely.
And I feel like my ability to be in this industry has given me the platform to just be able to do so.
Yeah, I thought we was getting better there because I always felt black is beautiful. I'm out of all my siblings, I got 3 brothers, 1 sister. I'm the only one came out light skinned. I'm the weirdo.
That's the weirdo. See?
Yeah,
see what we do?
Yeah.
I
heard it all the time.
No, you calling yourself the weirdo.
That's what I heard growing up. I heard
do it.
I'm the only one came out light skinned with freckles and red hair. It was like everyone looking at me like, yo, like
Mom ran out. Baby.
Yeah. Like Mom ran out of melanin when she got to you, boy. Because I was the last one. Yeah, so it's like it was just crazy. I'm like, but like the fact that colorism is still happening in the industry, I feel like, it's something that we gotta really pay attention to and have a big change because it ain't about no shade. It's about what someone can bring to the table.
100%.
Like, we're so over that now. Like, you don't need anything to be ethnically ambiguous. Like, is this person dope or not? You know what I'm saying?
But I will share one thing too that has added with a lot of the positions that I've been in with my tone has also been the way that I present myself, the way that I communicate. Because I've been in rooms where I wouldn't necessarily think that I would be there, but I will be the one that's sitting there.
Right.
And for whatever reason that's allowed to happen, but we can't allow this to stop us.
Absolutely
we have to move in the way of who we are.
Yes.
And just continue to prevail and pray and trust that God will send us the people that we need on our journey.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Now, even switching from that, but I also hear about people like predators of the industry. Is this a real thing where they try to take advantage of young women and say, I'm going to give you all these promises, but they really only after one thing or really trying to put you in a bind? Is that something that really happened in the industry?
Yes.
What in the world, man? Like, okay.
I can almost say that my career would be in a different place if I didn't have morals and standards. I have gone to Los Angeles and gone to a meeting where the individual that I was going to meet could literally change my life, just from who he was at that time and what he was doing. He literally told me he wanted to sleep with me. And I said, well, sir, I appreciate you for telling me that information, but that's not why I'm here. So there's no reason for us to meet.
Right.
And then he continued to share how it would be great for me to be seen with him. So since I was there, we should just go out to lunch. No, sir, you have a great lunch.
Wow.
But that really just truly comes from me knowing who I am.
Right.
I'm going to sleep good every night that I go to sleep.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to have nothing holding me down because I don't have to.
Right.
Because I understand that my abilities are God-given and no man is in control of that. And the second that you feel that and you see that and you operate in that manner, you're giving that the upper hand and you're moving in that light.
Absolutely.
Because if something's destined for my life, that man, he's not in the, you know what I'm saying? You can't stop it.
Right. You can't stop what God got for me.
Absolutely not.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
It's like.
So it's hard though, mentally and stuff. It's hard to go through a lot of that. And I mean, I can say I have dealt with a lot of that. But I'm not interested in it.
Yeah.
Like at all. And for those of you that see this, I'm not interested.
That's a rap, buddy. Like that's a straight rap.
Yeah.
And it's thank goodness that you had that confidence, because a lot of times women fall victim.
It's hard when you have something that you want presented before you, and it's like you're at a junction for your life, and especially when you're young and you can be naive and not know as much. I will share this, and I'll only share this because it's a testimonial that can really help a lot of young girls. I stopped singing for 10, maybe 11 years because I was working with a producer while I was at A&T and I was traveling. And I needed to take a nap because I'm an overachiever and I do all my work. And I'm, doing the most on the road. And I got woken up by him trying to take my bra off.
What?
So thankfully I had my car. I got in my car and I left. But it literally took my voice away as well. So because of that experience, I stopped singing. So another time my life got crazy. I said, God, get me back to living with my purpose.
Right.
Get me back to living for my purpose. And my father called me and said, you ready to go on tour? I said, wait, what? And that was the birth of us touring with me performing Betty Davis.
Dope. So, that's crazy. I just can't, like men, we as a whole, if this is still the mentality that's going on out there, we got to do completely better. And also, if you see another, I'm about to say another nigga, but I'm just say, you see another man acting like that and thinking it's okay, it's our job to step up and handle that. You know what I'm saying? We got to check that ASAP, because they're going to think it's still okay to be moving around like this, and it's not. It's pretty lame. I don't care how much bread you got, what kind of status you got. That don't mean shit about you as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we really got to do better and hold everybody accountable. We see them acting out of pocket around us.
And when we hold people accountable in that manner, you're checking them, because truthfully, the individual who can do someone that way is not whole. They're broken.
Yeah. Hurt people.
So they're leading with their status, or they're leading with their checkbook.
Right.
But that doesn't have a space to the individual who's trying to look at who they are.
Right.
I'm seeing your character, but we have to identify that person's character is screwed up.
Yes.
Like that's what we have to understand. And but you have to you can't be so desperate for opportunities, because when you're so desperate, that's when you're not looking through the same lens, and things can
and they can sniff out somebody desperate. That's who they going after.
100%.
They can sniff it out. They can tell.
Yeah.
So even with that, so what's some advice that you would give young ladies coming up that, like, okay, they know they want to pursue acting, modeling, but they don't have the courage to just go ahead and take that leap, or they don't know where to start. What would you say to them?
I would first say start with yourself. Understand what you want to do in this business. Understand the type of acting that you want to do. Understand what you want to give, like what mark you will leave on the world of why you're doing it. And once you understand that, then you find a class that you can get into, a great instructor that can help teach you. You find a mentor, someone that can help guide you on this journey, someone that's been in it. And you stay true to yourself. Buckle your seatbelt and get ready for the journey.
Absolutely.
But I will say you will learn so much about yourself on this journey. And it's very beautiful. I'm very thankful that I've chosen this for my life. And yeah, it's very rewarding.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. That's amazing. I know a lot of people going to get some, great insight from this, and also inspiration, which we feel is so important. That's why we like to dive into the journey. And your journey just speaks for itself, and going to help a lot of people. So please keep telling your story. And so I'm just end it on that. I can't get better than that, people. So, until next time, y'all hold it down. Don't let it hold you. Peace.
The Highest Point Podcast.